Good afternoon, Spartan fans. We want to apologize for yesterday's technical difficulties, and now we will bring you the special edition of the Social Distancing MBU Baseball Coaches Show. I am Guy Danhoff, and I am joined by the Hall of Famer in MBU Athletics, class of 2019, Coach Eddie Uschold. Coach, I got to ask you, how things been going since we've had the stay-at-home order?
Well, it's been good. It's been good. A lot of stuff. It's just things changing. I've got 4 kids at home, and like you and I were joking, I'm trying to find the right spot to even do the show because there's something going on. And about 10:30, 11 o'clock, the Chromebooks and laptops break out, and it gets a little crazy around here. But it's been really good. It's been a lot of good things. We're not hurting. God's taking care of us in a lot of different ways. And I know there's a lot of people out there that are struggling, and we're not in that situation. And we've been very well taken care of, been able to get a couple things done around the house and finished off the school year academically and trying to wrap up some guys recruiting-wise. So it's been good. It's been good. I'm ready for it to be over, though.
That's good. I have to admit to you, I'm kind of missing our shows. I mean, springtime and MBU Coaches Baseball Show with you, every week, or shall I say probably every weird days because you get so much rain in the spring, so we do it whenever we can.
Yeah.
But, I'm just glad that we're able to have kind of our final coaches show for the spring. So let's kind of dive right in and let's talk about what happened this past Tuesday night. Historic night for MBU. For those of you who maybe didn't get a chance to see, Missouri Baptist University put together a beautiful program, 55 minutes at 7 o'clock, launched it on Missouri Baptist University Facebook and Instagram accounts as they did a virtual graduation celebration. I got to tell you, Coach, it was just remarkable. I know you were watching it, and I wanted to get your thoughts on what an amazing, amazing tribute to the class of 2020.
Well, it was really good. And, Abby did a nice job of starting off, being the leadoff hitter, so to speak.
Yeah.
Let's do our baseball references. And then, President Ross came in and drove it home. So I thought, President Ross always does a good job, and it was just really heartfelt. And I think the guys appreciated, the people that I know appreciated. Everyone names would pop up. I was texting guys, hey, just saw your name up there, man. So proud of you. So proud of you. And I think we had 4 guys this year that were on the team go through. And then we had another 4 or 5 guys, maybe 6 that played last year and were finishing off their degree and they were graduating too. So it's a really good experience, and they got the feel of what a graduation feels like, and they got to honor them. That's the biggest thing. That's what graduation is really about. We're putting this degree on them, but we're also honoring them.
Right.
And so I think they were honored, and Jordan Cox did a great job with the music, and it was great.
It was, again, like you said, it was so great to see so many people. I love the fact that they left at least on the Facebook side, they left the comments open. There were so many wonderful comments. And I also can say from the graduate side, Coach, you had some of your former players also get their master's degrees as well, which was also very cool to give them, that honor that they so deserve with the accomplishments.
The big one is Lang Gentili. Lang, he's the man. And we've had Lang's been involved with the program now for 4 years. And we're trying to figure out a way to keep him around. I don't know if we're going to be able to, but, man, he's been such an asset. And really, I'm going to miss his friendship, first of all, and then all the stuff that he does for me. He makes my job easier. It's just like I tell my assistant coaches, their number one job is make my job easier.
Yeah.
And Lang really did that. So he's going to be missed, but I'm really excited for him. He's worked hard. Guy's undergraduate and his master's degree from Missouri Baptist University.
Yeah. Well, I want to give a shout out to your new GA. This guy is impressive. I had him in one class this spring, and turns out that he was working on one of his projects, working with the baseball media guide. I know you guys will be showing that at some point. It's impressive work. I'm so glad to see him pouring what he's learning straight into the program immediately.
Well, and he did a sneak peek yesterday.
Oh, he did? Okay, yeah.
On Twitter. I don't know if you saw that.
I actually I did. Yes.
I think it's 7 or 8 pages.
Yeah.
But really what it is, what we talked about, it's a recruiting guide. So we send this out to recruits, and it gives them it's like 7 or 8 PowerPoints. And he's really done a great job with it. Yeah. He's great with all the IT stuff. I'm okay. I do enough of that to do really well in classroom, and he's really taken it to another level for us.
Yeah.
that and a lot of the analytical stuff. He's opened my mind to some things, and he's doing a great job, man. I love what he's doing. He's killing it with the IT stuff. He's really working hand in hand with KG and initial contacts for graduates for recruits, and
Right.
we're doing it's just really, but he's been a huge asset. And actually, we're on the phone this morning talking about some of other things and talking about that. So, Tyler Huffstickler's done a great job, and you guys will probably see more of it out on Twitter in the next week or so. But it's not quite a finished product, but it's really nice.
It really is. I just felt so cool to see it when he sent it to me. Obviously, just for review, it was so impressive, and what a great way to pour again into the profession, and certainly helping the MBU baseball program. So with that, let's go ahead and transition. You mentioned the 4 seniors, and I want to transition to something that was said 2 weeks ago. As you know, I was on with Dr. Smith, and I was also on with Adam Sampson, obviously in the athletics department. And we talked about the new NAIA ruling for all spring sport athletes, where they're basically being given an extra year of eligibility. And I was wondering how that ruling going to impact your 2021 team, because obviously that does open up a lot of possibilities, because you do have a young team, and maybe you could give us a status report on what that's going to look like for the Spartans next year.
That's a great question. What we're doing, we got 4 guys that were traveling and were really part of the varsity this past year that are all graduating. And if I'm missing somebody, you got Jacob Rucker is graduating, along with Dalton Thompson, Michael Sheldon, and Ethan Mozingo.
Okay.
And then we have a couple other guys, Matt Huss, who's graduating in the fall. He may take another year and go. Nick Polite's also in the same boat. Nick Polite played a significant amount for us this past spring. He's still thinking through the process. But those guys are going to move on. And they were great guys and a good part of our program. The majority of our guys that were on our roster are all coming back, and we feel really good about that. So, we got to play around with how we're going to make this all work with these guys coming back and bringing the new guys in and scholarshiping and that kind of stuff. And I think that's the biggest problem the Division I and NCAA Division I and II are going to have, is how do we allocate these scholarships? How does this work? And how is this, going to happen? And so we're in a good position with that. A lot of these guys are coming back. Like Josh Sieglitz, who is probably one of the better pitchers in the conference, one of the better pitchers in the region, excellent student. He's coming back to get his extra year. And that's a big thing for us. We didn't have a ton of seniors on the team this year. And so the rest of the guys that were involved are coming back. And our pitching staff's pretty much intact. And our positionally, we're pretty much intact too. And Hunter Hill started at second base a lot last year, and for us this year before he got hurt. Probably our best returning player from last year. He's coming back also. So we're in a good position to where it kind of gave us – we had 19, 20 games this year. It's kind of like an extended spring training with all these new guys.
Right.
And unfortunately, the season was ended, but it may work out as a blessing in the long run, because we get a little more extra time with these guys to help develop them on the field and off the field.
Well, that's pretty exciting. So let's talk to us about recruiting. I know that obviously all the coaches at MBU Athletics has been recruiting pretty steadily. I was wondering if you could give us an outlook on what the, again, recruiting for the 2021 season, how that's going.
It's going great. And we've already locked down a couple kids. And matter of fact, within the next hour, I'm expecting a phone call from a big-time kid who's going to tell me he's coming. And once him and another kid, once they commit, we're a top 15, top 20 team again. And they're guys that are going to they're position players that are going to solidify some areas of weakness for this past year. I don't want to get into too many details about it, because we're not, they haven't committed yet. But they're 2 guys that we've already signed a shortstop, Kalani Klepfer. He's from Arizona, but he went to school in California. And we're going to get him for 3 years. And he's a top quality middle infield shortstop guy. And if these 2 guys come, we square away a lot. So hopefully these guys are both going to commit by the end of the week, and then we can move on to kind of getting everything organized, getting everybody, finished off this summer, if there's going to be summer baseball going where they need to go. But yeah, recruiting's gone well. Coach Grazer, kills it, is on it. And then Huff Stickler has really stepped up this year. And as we said before, I'm always involved, but I'm a little bit more involved this year because I got a little bit more time on my hands.
Right.
So I'm getting to know the recruits, but this year I'm getting to know them a little bit more in depth than I have in the past. So that's been a positive that's come out of this also.
Okay. Shifting gears on that, since how you brought up too much time in my hands, looks like you're quoting the great Tommy Shaw of Sticks here. We love the pop references, of course, because we're byproducts of the 80s.
I love Sticks.
Of course. So with that, hey, talk to us about, now that you had this extra time on your hands, if you would, is there anything that maybe you've had some time reflecting on that maybe changed your approach to the 2021 season? I know you've talked about a few things with me off camera. I was wondering if you wanted to share maybe one of them that you might be doing differently coming for the next season.
I just think we're open. I'm open to a lot of different things. And I've been doing this for almost 30 years, and I've been here for 21. And we've had a lot of success, and that God's really blessed our program. But you also got to, I want to be careful how you use the term. You want to evolve as a coach.
Right.
And you've never, you've never got to figure it out. And I remember Jim Tressel telling me one time that he said, never act like you've arrived. Mm-hmm. When he got the head football coaching job at Ohio State, and he told me, he's like, this was his dream job, but I just had to remind myself, I haven't arrived. I haven't arrived. I got to keep learning. And so we're diving into Rapsodo. We're going to be purchasing Rapsodo probably in the next month, and full blow. We're not just doing here and there. We're doing full blow Rapsodo. Working with these guys, we're going to be able to really deeply analyze the pitchers, really deeply analyze the hitters. And it's part of it's an effect of just the last couple of years paying attention to what's going on and seeing what's helping people get better. And it's really about, wins and losses is part of it, but it's really about player development.
Right.
And as we've talked off camera, these kids nowadays, these young men, they want this.
Yep.
So to find a way to help them, this is something they're wanting. It's going to help us recruiting wise, and it's going to help us player development wise. And then when you do the player development aspect of it, you're going to win more games.
Right.
So it's just something that I don't know if I've kind of fought it, but I'm old school in a lot of ways, but I'm not totally old school. And we're going to implement that much more, especially in the fall. What analyzing, okay, now a guy can throw an inning or two in an inter squad, and he can sit in the dugout with me or with Coach Huffstickler, and we can look at, hey, look, this is what's telling us what's going on out there. Because I can see things, and Coach Grazer can see things, and Huff can see things, and Coach Marr, we can see things, but there's stuff on the video that nobody sees.
Correct.
And so you got to get past your pride, like the older coaches that have been around a while. Oh, we're going to figure that out. You see the ball, you hit the ball. That's true. But why not take advantage of more information if it's out there? So that's probably the biggest thing we're going to do as a program. We're going to really start implement that, especially in the fall.
Well, Coach, to go along with that, just to give a little more validation to you making that move, I thought it was really interesting. As you know, recently I was at the NFL Combine with a bunch of sport management majors and David Pierce. And what we learned there is the number one attended session or viewed session in social media when they did the live stream was actually data analytics for football. Now, the same group who hosted that career day also did the baseball winter meetings. And it was really interesting when ESPN interviewed the new Kansas City Royals coach, our own Mike Matheny, formerly of the Cardinals. They asked him his number one question, hey, Mike, what have you been doing since you were coaching the Cardinals? Here's his answer. I've now gone into data analytics. And just like you said, he's an old school guy too, but he also sees the value in how they're going to be using it, even in professional baseball more. So I think it's great to hear that the Spartan baseball team is going to be, using it to whatever capacity that may look like. But again, trying to get, more data, more information to help you guys analyze, again, player development. And of course, hopefully that's going to translate to some more wins and get you guys back to Idaho, which, as you know, is where the World Series is held.
Yeah, that's the plan. Plan.
So, Coach, with this, now that you've had a chance to, really reflect on, especially having all these weekends off, was wondering if you could share maybe your final thoughts on, obviously what's happened, but also, as you move forward to the future of 2021, because you sound very excited about your prospects coming into next season. Obviously, you're also using the analytics and some other things you guys are doing behind the scenes. If you could give us a parting shot on putting into perspective what this time has meant to you and what it's going to mean to the program moving forward.
Well, personally, what it's meant to me is it hasn't been a struggle, and I'm not trying to make light of what other people are dealing with.
Right.
We're taking care of, God's taking care of us. We're in a good position in a lot of places. I have 4 kids. I've got to spend a lot more time with my wife, which has been great, just sitting around reading or talking. We stayed up till 12:15 last night, watched a movie. We don't usually do that, and we watched a movie together, and the kids were sleeping and nobody was bothering us. So that was really cool.
Yeah.
Getting up, making breakfast for my girls, sitting down and having breakfast with the girls, and just, really spending more time with the Lord. And it's just been a good thing. I'm ready for it to end because I'm a guy who likes to be busy and doing a lot of stuff. And I've been pretty busy. I'm still pretty busy. It's not like I've been just sitting around every day. I'm probably doing at least 4 or 5 hours of work every day with something, whether I'm working with classes or recruiting, and maybe even more than that. I was on my computer yesterday from 9 in the morning until about 5:30.
Yeah.
And so we're still doing a lot of stuff, but it's nice. It's been nice. Like my son went and I just got bored last night. We went and drove around for an hour and a half. We literally drove around for an hour and a half. Went to a couple of high school campuses. And so we just got to spend some time together. So I would encourage people, God's in control of this thing.
Right.
Whatever's going to happen is going to happen. Doesn't mean we don't have to have wisdom and we don't have to proceed in a wise fashion. And taking information that we have, but enjoy the time that you got.
Right.
I enjoy hanging out with my kids. My girls, they go on bike rides. We go on walks. Honestly, the TV's really not on that much. It's on less in our house now than it was before all this happened. And so it's just been, I've really appreciated that time. And it's kind of been cool. My staff, we get together on Zoom once a week, and that's cool. That's fun because I do miss those guys. And the coaching staffs, the head coaches, we've gotten together once a week. I get together with Tom once a week, Dr. Smith once a week on it, and the leadership team just got together the other day. So there's all that stuff's been good. I miss seeing those people.
Right.
But it's been good. It's not, it's not bad. So I would just encourage people to take advantage of the time and invest into your relationships.
Sure. All right. As we wrap up the show, Coach, I wanted to save some really exciting news. I thought you should break it. It's only quite fitting. I'd like you to share with everyone the news that Dr. Ross broke on Tuesday night around 7:05 when they aired the graduation celebration on what's going to happen in November.
We will be hosting the Family Arena. We'll have graduation, actual, not virtual, actual graduation on November 13th, which I believe, Guy, I didn't check, is a Friday. I'm not sure. I could be wrong on that. I'm not sure the date, the actual day of the week. But November 13th at the Family Arena, we are going to have, Missouri Baptist is going to be hosting an actual graduation ceremony. Now, I know everybody's probably not going to be able to make it back, but I think the majority of the people will be able to get back. And it just shows you, Missouri Baptist, we've talked about it, man. The people in leadership here, they do the right thing. It's just the right thing to do. And that's who Keith Ross is, and that's who his cabinet is, and that's who Dr. Smith is. That's who Greg Comfort is, who we work for. They do the right thing. And it's just exciting to see that Missouri Baptist is going to do the right thing. And as we've talked before, man, the university, a lot of schools like us are freaking out right now.
Right.
And, because of the work of a lot of people that we work with and for, I mean, we got to move ahead cautiously with things, but we're in good standing right now as a university. And there's things that got to happen. And if this thing goes on long, it could affect a lot of other things. But because of the leadership we have, we're in a favorable position right now. So my hat's off to Dr. Ross, to the cabinet, to all the people that are involved with the graduation, because that was a great virtual ceremony. And I look forward to celebrating with all these people on November 13th. Yeah,
Coach, I couldn't agree with you more. It's really been a blessing, just as it was watching that 55 minutes on Tuesday night. Certainly Dr. Cox playing How Great Thou Art. Are you kidding me? Give me that soundtrack. Play it in my house every time I have a quiet time. Man, talk about just feeling the presence of the Lord and then seeing our students honored in that way. And I echo what you said. Kudos to obviously our senior administration and Dr. Ross and Dr. Smith is, man, it's really cool what's going on here at MBU still. And obviously as we're preparing for the future. I mean, summer classes just began on Monday. And of course, we're looking forward to see what the fall is going to look like as we sort through the whole stay-at-home order when that gets lifted and how that's going to look moving forward. So But I have all full confidence, certainly what's going on with our leadership in terms of navigating and leading us through this time of uncertainty, right? On some levels. So we're very blessed there, Coach.
I think that's the right word. We're very blessed, but I think it's not, for me, it's not scary because I know because I know who's in control.
Yes.
But I think the operative words now, we're living in very uncertain times.
Right.
And we've got great leadership. So I have confidence in those people that are in those positions.
Yeah. All right, Coach. Well, any final parting shot?
Go Spartans, man. Spartan up. Stay in shape. Get ready to go. Enjoy this time with your family.
Yeah, stay in shape. Ooh, can't wait to bring the cameras out on your first day.
It'll be fun.
Yeah, well. All right, Spartan fans. We want to thank you guys for tuning in on this special edition, the social distancing edition of the MBU Baseball Coaches Show for the Hall of Fame coach, Eddie Uschold. I am Guy Danhoff. We want to thank you guys for watching this edition right here on the Spartan Digital Network. Thank you.